Well, hello, everybody. Now, I do want to start out by saying I do apologize for this premiere being as long as it is. And if you've been on this channel before, when I have premiere things, my premieres don't usually go for 2 hours and like 45 minutes. They're usually about, I don't know, 45, maybe an hour long. But hey, there was nothing I can do here. I didn't intend for this premiere to be this long, but here we are. There's nothing I can do about this. So what you're going to watch here is a set of videos that I put together that coincide with the Julie Skolnick versus BJ and Craig court case, starting from March 3rd, leading into June 10th. Now, March 3rd is when things really started to pop off. June 10th is when Julie withdrew from the case. Things didn't really start amping up in the community until around April or so. And then over time, things really started hitting the fan. Nonsense and allegedly speculating, they were fully aware of what I was doing. They were aware that I was putting this all together, and they were kept in the loop the whole time. And the reason for that is because this involves them as well. Now, we were the three main ones covering this case. We were the three main ones that caught the most hell out of all of this. Now, were there other people covering this? Sure, if you call it that. Anyway, we were the three main ones. And it got to the point where we've had threats of doxing, threats of having our real lives dug in on, mine and Nonsense's DMs and text messages thrown out there, calls for our channels to be mass reported and taken down. All for what? All for what? See, nobody's been able to answer all of that. Nobody's been able to answer why all that was happening. You know what? I have my theory. And this is my theory. And if you guys really sat back and you actually thought about it and go back and watch everybody's reactions to all of this, it's because the plans to have BJ taken off this platform and have charges put on her, those were all foiled. But they weren't foiled because of us. No. They weren't. They were foiled by Julie. That too. Julie was the one that foiled those plans by lying constantly, by changing her stories constantly, by making up new threats. How many people do you know go to the police station over 15 times and file new reports and then add people to those reports for no reason? And then somehow it becomes everybody's fault. See, and that's where this inlines the ones that actually thought Julie was going to be the end-all be-all of this whole case. That she was going to be the one to actually take Britney's channels. That Julie was going to be the one to actually slap charges on Britney. And not just her, but Craig also. See, Julie has never been threatened by Craig. We've made that very clear. We've made it clear that Julie has only been threatened twice by Craig. That was it. But what the fuck do we know? We don't know shit, right? On the contrary. See, those that scream for us to show receipts are the ones that never show receipts. Nobody's been able to show receipts that we have lied throughout this whole case. No one has been able to show receipts that we've misinformed anybody. No one has been able to show receipts that we have made shit up. All the while, we have all showed receipts of the things that have been flung our way. And we still have those receipts. Our streams are still up where we have shown those receipts. We have never thrown anybody in the middle of any of this. We never involved anybody else in this mess. That was all Julie, in Julie's own words. The only thing that we did was play the truth, play Julie's own words. That's all we did. We have never lied. We never misinformed anybody. We never made shit up. We never spread misinformation. And not one of you can show otherwise, because if you did, you would have put that stuff out already. So let's move on. Now, at the end of each clip here, you're going to see a set of filtered out comments by specific moderators that mod for grannies watching. They're the ones that I handpicked to put in this video, and not just this one. There's going to be a part 3 and then a part 4. Now, part 1 and part 2 are in this one video here. Now, I've put them both together. The reason I picked these specific moderators is because these are the ones that have been filling not only Granny's Watching's head, but everybody else with bullshit that Nonsense was doing all of this to help Brittany. And not only that, fighting Granny's battles as well. But hey, we already knew that. That's been known. But they've also been calling into question Nonsense's friendship with Granny. If Nonsense cares for Granny, and if she cares for Granny, she would move on from this and let it go and move on to different content. Number one, Nonsense and Granny's friendship had fuck all to do with any of us. It was none of our business. None of it. But who brought it to the forefront? Granny's moderators. I'm going to be honest with everybody. I didn't give a fuck about Nonsense and Granny's friendship because it was none of my business. None of it. Their friendship didn't mean anything to me. I like Nonsense for who she is, not for who she's friends with. And that should have gone along with everybody else. But it seemed like everybody wanted to jump right in and make shit up. Now, and I will say this too. It's mighty funny that one of Granny's mods, well, you're going to hear in part 3 when I go over it myself. Well, I guess you guys are going to have to wait until part 3. I'm not going to spoil it for you. But all of these comments you're going to read, you're going to see over time where the attitude started to shift. And it gets pretty dicey too. So I'm just going to leave it there and let you guys watch for yourselves. Now, if you're on a phone or a tablet, I would suggest flipping it to the side so you guys can read it better. And there might come a time where you're going to have to stop and pause to read, or you can just go back later to read it. But that's up to you guys. I say, let's watch and let's learn something. Now, some of you may have forgotten some of this. Some of you may remember this, but hey, I say, kick back, grab your popcorn, grab your drink, and enjoy the ride.
DJ, let's whisper in your ear for a minute. Selfishly, what Julie is doing by doing all of this, costing you guys money, selfish part of me thinks it's really fucked because I want every dime of that money that you're spending to defend yourself to Julie's bullshit to go to Granny. I wish it could go to pay back Clue and Cletus their $10,000 that you cost them too. But lean in. Defending the truth is something I've always done. That's why people know you're such a fucking liar. 100% a liar. But the selfish part of me wishes that instead of you having to waste money to get an attorney to defend yourself against this, that all that fucking money would go to Jess and Clue and Cletus.
Wait, bring it here real quick.
Don't ever get it twisted why I'm defending the truth and why people like you and Julie, you know, the funny thing is you guys could be twins in my book right now. You both have shown yourselves at this point to be locals. Could I be corrected down the road? Yeah. But right now, based on what we have seen in the situation, Julie's pulling a play out of your book. And I don't fuck with it. You open this door. Don't ever get it twisted of how we got here. This situation has nothing to do with Granny at all. What Julie and BJ are doing has nothing to do with Granny. She opened the door for this shit by doing to people like she did for Granny. But I'm not going, like I said, you can't have it both ways.
she breaks you, it's to show why you refuse to know. They call her Earth, hear the warning in it. Every syllable forged in the ruin we live in, steel in her spine, rage in her breath. She don't promise life, she delivers truth and death. When she speaks it hurts, but it works like thunder, shaking dirt and earth. They call her Earth, and the streets listen first. When the smoke clears, she's still there. Boots in the fire, hands in the air. Not asking love, not seeking war, just standing tall. They call her Earth. They call her Earth.
Look at Julie. The facts don't have emotions. The facts are the facts. And if we start looking the other way and being like, oh, what are we doing? Because then we're giving validity to all the people who said that what BJ did to Granny is acceptable. That'll never be acceptable. It's one of the same things. Falsifying police reports to create evidence is fucking grimy. There's no comparison in the cases. But people are trying to justify what Julie is doing, and that same justification would apply to what BJ did to Granny and Barbecue, and I'll never be okay with that. Not just BJ, but so many others. It's wrong. It is so fucked up. Especially when you have somebody here that kicked the door in, wanting to be a martyr and looking for any and every opportunity, from the copyright court claims to the poking and poking. She came into the sector wanting to go legal on somebody. That has been her thing. It's not just been me. It's been everybody that hurts poor Julie's feelings. Julie did this. Julie's put all this out here. It's concerning. Oh, that's a good point. That's a very good point. And here's my other question. We've heard what Lolly has done. Disgusting to Julie. Where's the police report on that? That had validity to it. Wally did do shit very publicly, put it out there. Bullhorn Betty. Do you guys remember the Bullhorn Betty live stream that she did on Julie? Me, myself, and I. What do you mean by that? In my opinion, if you yourself were in the same situation as Granny, you might feel a different way. What do you mean by that? Can you explain and elaborate a little bit, please? With all due respect, what BJ and Julie are doing has nothing to do with Granny. Not at all. Julie's the one that is doing this. So if BJ gets away with this or whatever, you can thank Julie. I don't know what you mean, though. Granny deserves justice. I guess selfishly, I think she deserves justice, true justice and retribution, not forced retaliation, revenge by what BJ and Julie are trying to normalize being done with our court systems. Granny was the outcome and has suffered through all sorts of shit because BJ opened this fucking door. Her and Betty did. And Julie was like, I'll match you guys and walk right through it with you too. They're one and the same to me. I'm not sure what you're trying to say, though. Like I said, I'm completely unwilling to normalize this or go along with the people who are agreeing with this. I'm sorry, I'm just not, because then it gives justification for all those fucking assholes that try to say that BJ was justified in doing this to Granny. I will never be okay or justifying that of what BJ and co-plaintiffs did to those ladies. And justifying what Julie is doing is one and the same for me. Weaponization of our court systems, I'll never be okay with it. And if that bothers people, I'm sorry, but I'm never going to be okay on the side of this being done to anybody. I'm not. There was no justification for this shit, either her or Barbecue. You don't have to like them to know and stand against our court systems being misused.
Time. My concerns to my attorney, what my concerns were about if they were to file, and there is something they have to file, to have it be a remote hearing, right? And it was explained to me by my attorney, if they were to have an attorney and file for a remote hearing, that we could file a motion to oppose the remote hearing. It was already supposed to be an in-person hearing. So there was nothing for me to file.
I missed that comment from Lonmore. BJ is like, BJ, oh. I don't think they've ever, who are you talking about, ever asked for forgiveness? Granny's not right going on BJ? What? Granny has every right to defend herself in the court of law to false allegations. What are you talking about? That's an asinine comment. She has absolute right to go after BJ. BJ's the reason why Granny got pulled into this shit. Let's not play stupid here. Let's stop the bullshit. Seriously, some of you guys have your heads up your asses so far, I can't even understand it at this point. Granny has every fucking right to be pissed. Oh, me, myself, and I do too. I completely do too. And I said that the other day. It's human nature for her. She shouldn't care. She doesn't have to care. She's been lied on. See, that's the thing. She shouldn't have to feel any way other than what she does. This same thing happened to her. She don't have to give a fuck about this. I would expect nonetheless. She even said the other day that if the evidence didn't back up, she's not for that. She's not for people lying on others in court. But Granny has every fucking right to never concern herself with giving a fuck. She's called Julie out on a lot of things. It's crazy to me. But I agree with you for sure. 100% agree with you. She is absolutely the one, and I've said that over and over again. What was shocking to me the other day when we were having that conversation is how many people were not aware of even Julie's past. But then when I went to look, we were catching all this recent stuff and her like detailing every single event she was doing. It's stunning to me. So you take her, what she claimed she did with the police reports and the prosecutor notice, and then all the claims that she's made and publicly detailed, and then BJ's videos, and you match it up and you're just sitting there going like, they are way more alike than they are different. I mean, I'm here for the fucking low-cal Olympics.
If she breaks you, it's to show why you refuse to know. They call her Earth, hear the warning in it. Every syllable forged in the ruin we live in, steel in her spine, rage in her breath. She don't promise life, she delivers truth and death. When she speaks, it hurts, but it works like thunder, shaking dirt and earth. They call her Earth, and the streets listen first. When the smoke clears, she's still there. Boots in the fire, hands in the air. Not asking love, not seeking love, just standing tall. They call her Earth.
And as far as you guys talk about Granny's live, I didn't watch it, didn't click in, didn't nothing. Like I said, she is entitled to have her feelings on this, her stance on this. I'm just not interested. Sorry, this is BJ and Julie and them weaponizing the courts. There is no justification for them, and Granny's entitled to feel how she wants. But respectfully, the Julie and BJ thing is one and the same of weaponizing our courts and trying to be martyrs and all the shit. Like they're in the same pasture together. So with all due respect, yeah, I just am not. And I told you guys that up front the other day. Brittany opened this door for people to think that this is acceptable. But if we want to start condoning what Julie's doing, like I said, and I'll continue to say it, then you better start lacing the shoe up and condoning what Brittany excused she did to Granny and Clue and Lauren Matthias did to people and BHB has done to Queen and BHB has done to Granny and Barbecue. Like you need to start realizing that this is all one and the same. This isn't about who has personal like or dislike. They are all the fucking same when they waste resources like this for bullshit. Yes. Goes to this. Yep. So it's War Eagle's post was on Brittany's screen for 10 to 12 minutes. And you just heard the entire discussion from me and what Brittany said about the post that she had on her screen. It's not the video. It's a still shot from War Eagle's community post, which is still up. And like I said, Julie continues to say that this has been deleted for 3 years. Well, that's, again, a fucking lie. Fucking gross. Oh, yeah. I forget about that. They are the exact same. I've got a 4x4 coming in hot.
Hold on, guys.
Look at all four.
You're crazy like a squirrel. I was like, what is that Carolina move?
I was over there fucking creating the Golden Cow Awards. I was having fun. We're going to look at BHB condoning her litigation and how she lied about it being federal, the RICO and stuff. BJ's excuses for her joining that in the frivolous litigation. Ocean Loving Lady, you're missing the point. Completely missing the point. And once again, that type of attitude about the courts will make the decision. Yeah, the courts are being handed false allegations to begin with, and police resources and court time is being wasted on manipulated fucking details to begin with. So yeah, the court will decide on fucking fake concocted bullshit. Real good waste of our fucking court time. Way to condone these fucking frivolous litigants and the bullshit that they keep doing to people and wasting our court time. Yeah, our courts shouldn't have to decide this because this should have never, ever been manipulated the way it has been. And she did there in the ROs, Lauren Smith. And if I was the judge, they would both get put in straitjackets because they're fucking disgusting. I believe that it's very likely, I'm almost positive, that this person that got these messages wasn't the first that these have been asked to. And I also remind you that in these messages, all those blanks are people's names that even people around her or knew her don't know, don't recognize. There's no comparison, actually, Angel. I don't even like to compare the situations. And I don't even like to mention, outside of BJ being a plaintiff in one and a defendant in the other, there's no comparison. There's 10 against 2, false allegations, people locally in her area, Granny's area, that have litigated frauds, wild behavior that BJ willingly signed up alongside of. There's no excusing BJ's behavior, but I'm not even going to diminish what she has done by comparing it to Julie. They're completely separate situations. And Julie said, watch this, I can top all of you and do even worse. Absolutely. Can you imagine what she was doing to Chris and Katie? Do any of those questions, though, at all, and your guys' opinions, help with Julie going to the courts and claiming that she was harassed, intimidated, any of that? Because that doesn't match anything to help her cases in court. That is invasive, intrusive, and over the line. And actually, I think what Julie is doing by trying to be the martyr spits in the faces of actually the very victims of BJ. Because none of this shit's been done to Julie like people are claiming. Julie's got her fucking feelings hurt and wants to be a part of they. Have some fucking reckless things been said? Yeah, to all of us. Has there been some direct threats made? Yeah, absolutely. Has there been some anti-Semitic? You know what I'm talking about? Yes. It doesn't excuse what Julie is doing. In fact, takes away and gives attention to somebody who has done nothing but poke and prod and cross boundaries. And you're damn fucking right. You're damn right that I'm against this shit. You're damn right that I think that this is okay for her to do. Oh, Coco, I know already that she's trying to get information on my family and my life. Know for a fact. I'll play your fucking game, bitch. I don't have to. Go real life. I'll keep it right here. You can't do that, though. You never have. I hope she cries. I hope she fucking cries on the goddamn fucking floor, kicking and screaming. She should be fucking mortified at her behavior and the audacity of her to get on here and shame and shun anybody else for any of their reckless, dangerous behavior when she herself is one and the exact fucking same. Asking about whether somebody was poor in their childhood. If they went through evictions with their mother. So you're talking about when this person was either a child or a young adult. What the fuck is that any of your goddamn business? And don't give me this, well, I was trying to figure out the psychology and everything. No, you weren't. No, you fucking weren't. No, you weren't. Oh, fuck no. That's never going to happen. That's just denying the facts, too. Anybody taking up for BJ is denying the facts of what BJ has done to multiple people. Weaponizing our courts, lying to police. Well, Priceless, I don't know if you were here yet or not, but you know how everybody's been getting shunned and shamed and accused of doxing the twin who doesn't want to be named in anything. Julie's got a public short available on her page from around Christmas time. I'm not going to show you exactly which one because I'm not like Julie. But there's a short on her page, current time. One of her mods says all of their names. Still there, not deleted. But yet she's out here saying everybody else doxed him. Right, SS, right. What does that have to, and I'm sorry that you went through that. That's what I'm saying. Like, what are you doing? Trying to find out if she had trauma from her childhood to, what, weaponize some more? You already lied about stories from her past with misinformation. Right. Not from this. Not from this. This actually gives her victimhood, and she doesn't deserve any with what she's done to other people by misusing the courts. Unfucking real. Unreal. The twin that doesn't want to be named, which she never named, it was redacted when she showed it. And people hate the fact that I'm willing to say that. It's the truth. I'm not in the business of fucking lying to coddle for anybody. Not doing it. She has absolutely, BJ, has absolutely crossed boundaries, went real life, weaponized our courts, lied, done many things. But her and Julie are one and the same. Oh, I didn't finish my statement, Julie. You know, the other day when you tried to tell your subs that I was zooming in, trying to identify and saying their last names. You want to know who almost said the exact same thing verbatim when she tried to encourage her chats that I was a child predator? Oh yeah, that would be your twin over there, BJ. You've almost got her language down verbatim. Isn't that ironic? You watch her so much that you sound just like her. You learned, and I'm sure you are just as skilled, aren't you, Julie? And had nothing to do with it. Well, Granny has suffered the consequences of constantly being blamed and being targeted for other people's actions. I'm fucking over it. And I'm over this one, spitting in everybody's faces, lying straight to them, and telling them it's fucking raining.
I think we all are at this point.
I'm over it. I'm fucking over it. And I'm over people fucking assuming that I would do this to help BJ. There's no fucking way. Those were redacted on purpose. I have nothing that's beneficial. But if you think for 1 second I'm going to sit by and let the people that continue to get fucking kicked and blamed for everything that others are doing, you don't know me. Because I am done watching people like Skolnick say out of her mouth over and over again, she wishes she would have had that ace card that Granny held months ago. And then watch her intentionally try to fucking poke and prod and do all this shit. Well, Granny and Barbecue are suffering real life consequences. Cletus got taken in on fucking ROs. Cost them $10,000 fucking dollars. Her channel's gone. And all along, they've been targeted and blamed for the shit that other people are doing and smiling in everybody's faces and acting like they're doing nothing.
She's taken these little threats and say, I've talked to you about this. I did not know anything like this about Julie.
Yeah, none of us did. None of us did. And the reason why we went back and looked is because when it got brought up, there was actually a court docket. When it was just the RO stuff, I was like, okay, well, he says reckless things, whatever. And then we came to learn that there was a private citizen's complaint that she filed to take out criminal charges. You look at the statement that she wrote, it's a fucking bullshit lie. I mean, there's just so many pieces of it. But the huge piece of it for me is Julie has used these creators' names that have taken the brunt of this shit over and over again, cost them thousands of dollars to defend themselves. Well, BJ intentionally ignores the people right in her face that are doing this shit. Same thing over and over again. And I'm fucking fed up with it. I'm fed up with it. And if she thinks, I called this right after I said, oh, one of my friends texted me and said, this is her title. And I said, you know what she's going to do? She's going to ask me for these messages. I have nothing that can be beneficial to her. I'm not stupid. I knew what the fuck I was doing. I wouldn't even accept those without them being redacted. I'm not going to be in the possession of, and I didn't send them anywhere. And I haven't communicated this with anybody else for the simple fact I'm not letting a single person get caught up in this. I'll take the fucking hits for it, but I'm not going to take the blame for watching people like Julie get away with this shit and constantly catch other people up that have done nothing. We watched that happen while people sat by silently when Jess and her mods got blamed for fucking clip channels and the people wouldn't come out and take accountability for it. Here's Julie sitting there smiling and everybody, I'm sorry. I'm pissed. I'm fucking pissed.
See, I've had to block Julie manually. Now I have to block her chat-wise. Now I have to go into somebody's chat and find her to block her that way and put her in my Google block. But other than that, yeah, she's just not to come into my chat again. But for her to send me those emails, you go back to my streams from when those emails were sent to me all the way up to now, you'll never find a timestamp. You don't come to me asking me for fucking help. How fucking dare you?
Yeah.
For real. How fucking dare you ask for my fucking help? Thinking I will help you.
I don't even think people knew that either. Like I was shocked when you sent me that and you had me open it. I was like, oh, here she is asking other people to help and timestamp her shit for. And for anybody that wants to know too, like if you question my intent, come to me and ask me. I'll explain exactly what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. It's not that hard. I'm not trying to do anything to cause conflict. I don't care who agrees. And I've said over and over again, I don't blame Jess or Clue or Cletus for not giving a fuck and thinking she deserves anything. That is not the point here. Like, I completely understand that and will never expect them to feel differently. What I can't get with is the fact that Julie has used people like that, their names. Jess didn't fuck with her for the longest time because the same thing, when she did that on Jess's panel that day and said, Jess stood up to her and said, I don't agree with you digging into people's lives like this. I don't remember her exact comment, but it was basically right back to Granny. Hey, I could do the same to you. Like, she has no boundaries at all. And it's beneficial to who's it costing money? Not Julie or BJ. Neither one of them. They're content farming the fuck out of this. Sorry, I'm tired and I'm pissed. I'm sick of this shit. And I'm sick of her using the fucking public optics to fucking make this into something it's not. I was very clear what these are, where I'm not giving them to her, but it's people deserve the right to know of how deep this has gotten and how many people are taking the hits for shit other people are doing.
She was welded together in a blackout storm, from busted streetlights and broken forms. Cinder block halo, rust in her hair. City learned to pray when she started to stare. Sirens hum low when she walks by, ash in her footsteps, sparks in the sky. She don't beg, she don't borrow, she don't pretend. She's the warning sign that reads, this is the end. Every crack in the concrete knows her name. Every ghost in the alley feeds the flame. They call her Earth when the world collapses. Scrap metal goddess of the last few chances, steel in her spine, rage in her breath. She don't promise life, she delivers truth and death. When she speaks, it hurts, but it works like thunder, learning how to curse. They call her Earth, and the streets listen first. She was raised by the fallout, taught by decay, lullabies sung by machines that won't stay. Her heart glows red in a boarded up place, like fire that refuses to know its place. She don't shout just to be heard, one word from her shatters the nerve. Kings fall quiet, liars freeze. When she opens her mouth, it's law, not please. No spotlight needed, no crown of gold. Power survives when it's rough and cold. They call her Earth when the world collapses. speaks, it hurts, but it works like thunder, shaking dirt and earth. They call her and the streets listen first. When the smoke clears, she's still there. Boots in the fire, hands in the air. Not asking love, not seeking love, just standing tall. They call her Earth. They call her Earth.
How is this? Okay, Blueberry Hill, with all due respect, BJ and Julie have nothing to do with Granny. Nothing. The only thing involved in BJ versus Julie is BJ took Granny to court alongside 9 others. Outside of that, BJ and Julie and what they've got going on is not about Granny. How is this hurting her? Because she doesn't want Julie to have lied? And we're proving that Julie's a liar? Whether you want to admit it or not, it is about Granny because you were helping BJ. So everything from here on out that involves BJ involves Granny? Is that what we're trying to do with? Well, with all due respect, this case here with Julie Skolnick and BJ, it sucks. It sucks that Julie is doing this and lying. Absolutely. It sucks that all this is here for us to look at and realize it's not what she said it is. It sucks that at a time when some of the justice is actually coming to be, that Julie decided to try and be a martyr and take attention off of those things. That fucking sucks. I get it. I get the fucking anger, but it's being misdirected towards me instead of Julie. Julie's the one that put this out there. If all of this was so solid and she was standing on evidence and all that stuff, her case would be solid and we'd be finding that. Instead, we're finding quite the opposite. Sorry. That's just the facts. PSA, attorneys don't roll around YouTube looking for drama creators to hand them a defense, right, Bree? Thank you for that. Yeah. Well, I'm sorry, she probably was crying. She probably has had tears. She's had stress going on because of you. Yeah, okay. Which is it? Because of me? Or because of anger over the fact that BJ's getting taken to court by somebody who's lying and it's giving BJ some victimhood? Again, direct that fucking anger at the right goddamn person. That'd be Julie Skolnick. This is so weird and displaced, it's not even normal. And that's ridiculous because that would be like saying that I put Granny's RICO together because we did the same thing with the RICO. Stop, you guys. Just stop. Just stop. Stop. Granny will tell me. I have communication with her. Okay? I don't need all this bullshit. It's bullshit. Straight up bullshit. It's not going to work. I'm not entertained. I'm not impressed. Some of y'all need to get a grip because not everything that happens with BJ involves Granny. Was Granny hurt when the ROs were filed against Clue and Cletus? Stop. Let's think rationally here. These are all separate situations that need to be addressed accordingly. And I can completely understand her stress and tears. Absolutely. Yeah, it's shitty, and that's why some of the anger I have towards Julie, because she wanted to be the martyr. In fact, she has said numerous times, I've played numerous clips about her being frustrated with Granny for not playing her ace card, not taking her channel. You just heard her fucking say it on the 11th of December before she filed this next police report. Come on, you guys. Stop the fucking bullshit. Seriously, stop the fucking bullshit. Think like fucking grown-up adults. Please.
If she breaks you, it's to show why you refuse to know. They call her Earth, hear the warning in it. Every syllable forged in the ruin we live in, still in her cinder block halo, rust in her hair. City learned to pray when she started to stare. Sirens hum low when she walks by. Ash in her footsteps, sparks in the sky. She don't beg, she don't borrow, she don't pretend. She's the one inside the race. This is the end. Every crack in the concrete knows her name. Every ghost in the alley feeds the flame. They call her Earth when the world collapses. Scrap metal goddess of the last few chances, steel in her spine, rage in her breath. She don't promise life, she delivers truth and death. When she speaks, it hurts, but it works like thunder, learning how to curse. They call her Earth, and the streets listen first. She was raised by the fallout, taught by decay, lullabies sung by machines that won't stay. Her heart glows red in a boarded up place, like fire that refuses to know its place. She don't shout just to be heard. One word from her shatters the nerve. Kings fall quiet, liars freeze. When she opens her mouth, it's law, not please. No spotlight needed, no crown of gold. Power survives when it's rough and cold. They call her Earth when the world collapses. Scrap metal goddess of the last few chances, steel in her spine, rage in her breath. She don't promise life, she delivers truth and death. When she speaks, it hurts, but it works like thunder, learning how to curse. They call her Earth, and the streets listen first. She's not mercy, she's the mirror, showing what we build right here. Every war, every scar, every lie, we dressed in light. She carries it all through the night. If she breaks you, it's to show why you refuse to know. They call her Earth, hear the warning in it. Every syllable forged in the ruin we live in, steel in her spine, rage in her breath. She don't promise life, she delivers truth and death. When she speaks, it hurts, but it works like thunder, shaking dirt and earth. They call her Earth, and the streets listen first. When the smoke clears, she's still there. Boots in the fire, hands in the air. Not asking love, not seeking war, just standing tall. They call her Earth. They call her Earth.
So now we move on to March 21st, 2026. Between the 14th and through the 21st is where things started to get real heated in the community. The so-called divide is where it started. Now, Nonsense was the blame. But was she, though? Was Nonsense the blame for this so-called divide? No. Some of the subs were. Mostly moderators for Granny's Watching, Clue, and Truth. They were the reason. The ones for Clue and Truth are the main reasons. We already proved that with all the screenshots, including Julie's good old shit story moderators that couldn't keep their mouth shut. The video proves it. I'll link that in the description below. Now, all of them were the ones running with misinformation and lies. And where are the receipts for all of this on their end? Nowhere to be seen. All there was were threats of doxing, going real life, and dropping DMs and text messages. Now the question is, was it all worth it? Was it? That is the real question. But all of this is because people were backing Julie. Let's continue. The video speaks for itself.
And there's people that have actually been victimized by Britney, have been lied on, their lives torn up, cost thousands of dollars. Can you imagine being in the position where you have to rely on a community to help you fund a lawsuit that shouldn't exist to begin with, and then being diminished and mocked and ridiculed daily because this bitch lied on you in court, and you are in the position where you have to rely on strangers to make sure that you don't get hemmed up in something legally? Like, that's a fucking shitty position. And BJ did that to Jess and Barbecue. Willful disregard. But there are actual people, and there's nine other plaintiffs besides BJ who all have their opportunist selves and mixed in this. Then there's another court case from Tony, and BJ followed suit with C&Ds and then was fucking trying to hem Granny up on other shit while she's currently in litigation. There are so many different pieces to all of this, and the people who have inserted themselves and done shit. But I want justice for the people who have actually been done wrong, and Julie's just not one of them at all. And there's so much chaos and fuckery for what? And every bit of this, whether people want to admit or not, started off of a child going missing. What? Well, casual art, I've pretty much been told that. That's why, like, the isolation thing, I'm good with. I'm totally good with it. I'm completely good with it. You guys are seeing what I'm seeing. There are so many more positions here off of this fuckery and stupid shit, and it's really impacting certain people's lives. But the fucking constant distractions and bullshit and intentional shit, like, this isn't just about Julie. It's about misusing our courts. It's about all of this shit. And every bit of it overlapped because a child went missing. That's not being fucking emotionally attaching or whatever. This is factually what happened. These people combined and overlapped because a child went missing, and so many people wanted to have the ability and the right to come out here and smear parents, either side. You can take it either side. When there's no fucking evidence of that on either side, nobody knows where Sebastian is. But that's why this became such a fucking clusterfuck to begin with. And it's happening in every one of these trending cases. The lawsuits and the fights and shit. And it's usually stemming around a tragedy, not their own, that they become the victims of and build a career off of being a victim that attaches to a case they once tried to cover. It's becoming a trend, and it's really scary. But some of these people, the same thing. I didn't do shit to these people. A lot of them, not a fucking thing. I just put up a boundary and walked away. And the stories and the lies that they have told and the reasons they've justified their hate to me, I've never done shit to them. BJ's a fucking liar and misuses our court. The truth is on Justice's side. This bullshit has been what it is. So they're hypocritical bitches. They're standing against what Julie is doing now. But it's not because they give a fuck. It's because it's hate bonding. Oh, casual art, I agree. I fucking agree on that shit. Nah, what's happened to Granny is not okay. Like, nobody, it's bullshit to say it is. Granny didn't ask for this or do anything different than the other ones. And here's the thing that I go back to. They try to justify this shit that happened to Granny. You know who fucking ran to hide their content about At Night and all those guys as soon as Granny got served? Jonesin. A lot of those bitches sat on panels and agreed with this shit and were partaking in it. Did content. But as soon as Jess gets served, they ran and hid their content. Jonesin did. Straight up. She doesn't stand for shit. And it's been clear, like, all along. I'm sorry. This is why I just don't entertain that group of people. Yeah, I'm better than them. You're damn right I am. I'm consistent. They fucking hate Bond. That's what drives them. We're interested in the truth. They're interested in who's popular that week. But they've made excuses for a lot of the fucking lies, and it's emboldened Brittany to get to this point. Sorry, it is what it is. A lot of people have made a lot of excuses for Brittany's behavior over the years, and she's gotten away with a lot to where she thought she could sign this injunction against Jess, and people would condone it. They banked on the hate of Jess. It's fucked up. It's fucked up. Yeah. Sorry, I could go off about that shit because that shit pisses me off. Okay, so we are all very clear that she is publicly stating that the twin is a co-plaintiff in this filing. Okay, that was February 17th. Now we're going to move on to February 19th. Anybody know what is of significance with this date? Anybody in the chat knows what happened February 20th? It was actually to barbecue, KB. I'm pretty sure it wasn't to Greenie. I think it was that statement by Tony that he said on a live stream was to barbecue. I think. I could be wrong. But if I recall, it was to barbecue that he said that. It was a text. Yep. Thank you. Always a quiz. Ah, good. Look at... I'm just making sure that you guys are paying attention. Caffeinated Duchess, day before the first court appearance. Yes, ma'am. The first court appearance for the RO. The private citizen's complaint with Brittany has not gone to court. People are so desperate to see her get hemmed up. Yeah, she's done shit to Granny and barbecue. Absolutely, this has been horrible with the injection. Guess what? There's 9 other motherfuckers involved in that. Yes, BJ absolutely was a huge portion and the portion of why Granny got pulled in, because she was there to provide a pattern of behavior and she took out a personal vendetta. Nobody's arguing that. But there are 9 other fucking plaintiffs. She has become such a useful idiot that there's so many other things going on outside of her and her behavior by other plaintiffs. Betty, look what fucking we listened to Betty do the other day. Holy fuck, she's a plaintiff in this shit. She's out here still accusing the parents of being murderers. Under 4 orders of protection. I can't even listen to the pregnancy shit anymore. But calling CPS, she's not changing anything because she knows this gives her victimhood. Because she expects these things. This is why she comes out and says what she does. This is what she's done for 4 fucking years. And every time people make movements with this is what she is doing to people, these are the facts, the victimhood shit comes right back around and it completely is counterproductive to standing against the fucking actual harm she does. She does horrific things. She does weaponize and make false police reports and uses our court systems inappropriately. She is a problem. She has absolutely done horrific shit to people. 100%. But when people come out here and do those things like taking and filing allegations off of shit that's a fucking reach, a goddamn reach, how is that helping anybody? It's not. It's giving her victimhood. What Julie did is giving BJ victimhood. By calling CPS, it's giving BJ victimhood. Hold her accountable for the things she actually fucking does. To the people she actually does them to. Julie doesn't care. I can't even fucking imagine wanting to hem somebody up and being willing to fucking falsify police reports or exaggerate them or embellish them to this point. I don't understand it. I'm not going to pretend I do. There's very few people I hate in my real fucking life. Because that's a lot of energy that I'm not willing to give a bunch of strangers that I can fucking block and ignore. She's choosing, they're both choosing to do these things. And unfortunately, in BJ's situation, there's 10 more just in that, or 9 more in just that injunction that were willing to do the exact same thing. Scum. Complete scum. They didn't give a fuck. And that was my biggest issue with that, is they didn't give a shit about the real world implications, the long-term fucking implications that shit like this could have on people. I get why certain people fucking hate her. This could have had real long-term, lifelong effects on people's employment, anything that they chose to do from here on out. I can understand why some people fucking hate her because they have been impacted in ways that are completely out of sorts. But where's the energy for the 9 others who did the same exact thing?
There you go. So, yeah, Savannah's over in the boy. She doesn't pay attention to much over here. We barely see her. Jill, I mean, fucking everybody knows Jill. Jill goes everywhere. Everywhere. So, like, we all go to different places. We all, we don't travel in groups. We don't go into a chat and be like, oh, let's all go here. We all go to different places at different times. So I just, if our absence, like, I don't know. I just don't understand the call outs. And there's been a couple of people just subs even saying some things, and it's just weird to me. I don't know. So I just wanted to address that. Like, I'm not against anybody. Like, I think there's people that think that we're against nonsense. I'm definitely not. I'm still a member over there. I have no problem. I just don't want to be involved in the Julie shit. I just don't care to hear about it. I really don't. I don't agree with what Julie did. You know what I mean? But I don't want to sit there and listen to everything about it. Like, I still appreciate, nonsense and all of that, but I just don't. I don't know, and I hope she doesn't take it that way. And then, same with like Queen and all of that. Like, I didn't care about the Dolly shit. I didn't care about the JLR shit, and I miss other stuff too. So, but I just don't want people to think that, I'm against them. I'm speaking, just for me personally. Just for me personally, Kraken. But yeah, we all go where we want to go, and so that's all. I'm sorry. I think I'm done. I'm done with my rant. I just wanted to get that out there because I'm like, I'm getting told that there's comments about it, and I'm just like, why? We're not against anybody, and Jessica doesn't dictate where we go. It's such a, like, we're not like Brittany where, she's going to flip out if we show up in a chat, yeah, I just don't, I just don't agree with it. I really don't. The stuff that she's doing with Brittany, it's too far in my opinion, but that's just how I feel about it. But I mean, there's going to be people that are for it. My opinion is obviously, different than Jessica. She doesn't care because of everything that Brittany has put her through. She doesn't care either way, It seems like there's a lot of people that feel the same way about the whole Julie stuff. Yeah, it did to me too, Air Force Vet. I didn't like that. And here's the thing, is that I think Brittany knows what she's doing there. You know what I mean? She knows that people are going to have a problem with that. I think that's the only thing that bothered me with the whole nonsense thing, is because even though she wasn't trying to help her, it was because Brittany's the laziest person ever and is not going to get her own timeline of things or her own receipts of things. But, I would look like a fucking hypocrite to like stop being friends with her or care about her or anything over it, because like she did so much for Jessica, and I mean, I can't thank her enough for that, but yeah, I mean, I didn't care for that either, but that's one thing. I'm not gonna, be like, that's it, I'm done with you. I just don't cancel people out like that. So, I just, while she's talking about that situation, I just, I'd rather, not, be I don't know. I don't care to hear about hours and hours of streams of Julie's. It's, it's hard enough as it is. So Julie is funny sometimes, but, I don't know. This is what I'm saying. Like, there's a lot of tension, and I hate all the tension. So yeah, I just don't care to hear about it. I really don't. Like, I could not agree, but then not hear about it. So like, that's just hours and hours of our lives that I just don't care to hear. So, I mean, I agree with her, but at the same time, I mean, I don't agree about the Craig thing, because again, people did that shit to you, and I won't do that to somebody else after seeing what you went through when people didn't believe you and didn't think that you should get yours after there were very like viable threats. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to sit there and say that, she has no right to that when, just like people didn't have all the details with you. We may not have all the details with her. So I'm not going to go there with that. I'm not even going to touch it. Yeah. And I don't mind anybody that is okay with Julie. I don't know. Like I said, I don't agree with it, but I'm not going to sit there and make a big fucking stink about it. That's for sure. Let me see what else I missed here before I get off. Yeah, I don't think it's going to stop Air Force until that court case happens, honestly. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot that's been done that I don't agree with either. But am I going to sit there and fucking, call it all out, I'm going to look like a hypocrite. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm just going to look like a fucking hypocrite. I don't need to call out every little thing and fucking defend her. That's how you end up getting this gray team that can't fucking make their minds up. And yes, there are things that should be called out that are wrong across the board. But the thing is they won't call out their own people that do the same shit. So, like, I just don't care. I'd rather just stay quiet at this point. Then it's fucking exhausting when you try to, call out every little thing. I know you don't, Jess. I know, and that's okay, and it's completely like understood, But I just think it's weird that there are people that, because some of us haven't been over there, and I don't, I didn't even know that the other people weren't over there. It was just myself, but that people now think that we agree with Julie and that we're against nonsense, and that's just not the case. Exactly. Yep. I'm just not going to do it. I've tried going to her privately. It was some subs, Jess. A couple of them that were making comments about that we must agree with it or whatever. And yeah, I just don't understand it, so.
She was welded together in a blackout storm.
So I looked it up, and I think he's right.
I'll speed it up.
But the thing is now, so here I am in the position that the thing that I said I wanted to happen, I think I'm in the position to actually do that, right? But
She's talking about it. For anybody that doesn't know, she's talking about her intent the entire time was to take Brittany's channel down. That's what she wanted to do, was take the channel down.
truly worry that if I did do that,
And I go back to, if that's the way you can do it, if this suggestion that she was given about she had enough with a temporary, why does Betty have a channel? Chris and Katie have 4 protection orders. There's so many other creators that have orders of protection.
would be retribution to me. That a retribution is a possibility. So even though I've gotten to the point where he is 100% correct, but your safety insured first is more important than anything on this app. Agreed. This is why I haven't done anything with it. I haven't gone to YouTube legal with any of this at all. Because I don't know what.
So somebody is, I don't know who it is. Somebody is suggesting that you can get a channel removed based on an order of protection.
This person who's, said things like people who've come against them are no longer alive and have access to weapons and whatever. If I were to take down their channel, this is the main source.
Which she mentioned in her police reports when she filed the police report, and there was still no violation.
Source of income, and clearly very important to them that, after being threatened, that someone would, try to take it out on me and like in a physical way. So when you hear people say Julie's plan is to take down their channel, that's why she's doing this, it's actually the opposite. It's actually the opposite. Because
now
I've done this.
Now it's the opposite because she got pushback.
Because I've done this, don't escape my notice. The two they direct their anger at most are Jewish. I haven't, that does not escape me.
That's also a misrepresentation, and I'm sorry, but that's a misrepresentation, and I'm sick and tired of it being acceptable and not for some. She weaponizes her beliefs just like Brittany and Craig do. The chat has said some unkind things to her, which she has clarified. It came from the chat. But the two most targeted by bullshit. Sorry, bullshit.
That doesn't escape.
Julie has poked and poked and poked.
Nobody put me up to anything ever in my life.
There's no guarantee of even a fine Mercedes girl with this.
Yeah. I mean, that they would blame Clue or Granny or anybody for my actions, my decisions is, if you know me, pretty laughable. It's pretty laughable that I would, this was the problem the Green Team had with me, that I was not taking orders from people. It's because they're projecting, because there are people out there who have others do their dirty work, right? It's projection. And first of all, Kluminati, who I've gotten to know a little bit, is an extremely ethical person, extremely fair, and doesn't let others influence her. She doesn't put her finger up to the wind of what is popular opinion to say what she thinks is right. If she thinks something's right, she'll say it's right. If she thinks something's wrong, she'll say it's wrong. Doesn't matter if people agree or disagree. She's very strong. Granny's the same. And I'm the same. Nobody put me up to anything. That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's totally ridiculous. It's the way they operate. Clue is one of those rare gems. I agree. I'm grateful that Clue has agreed with my feeling that people have the right to go on YouTube and not be threatened by other people, threatened with violence or threaten their family members with violence. This happened, I think.
None of us have condoned people being threatened with violence. None of us have condoned that. We just think that for many of us, me speaking for myself and the chat can speak for themselves, but I don't support anybody reaching to try and twist something into a threat about them. I could have done the same exact fucking thing you've done, but there's actual fucking threats. They actually called the police on me. She actually encouraged her people to believe that I was doing something nefarious by clipping her children. See, I wouldn't have had to lie about shit, but I would never fucking do this. Ever. You're a fucking fool. It's the fucking victimhood Olympics. Log the fuck off. You don't go poking for a further fucking reaction if you can't handle it to begin with. I'm sorry, but anybody that is so in fucking fear doesn't start filing police reports, and then a week after they file a private citizen's complaint, start reaching out to people and asking them the most invasive questions you'll ever hear. Meanwhile, she had already released all of those same details months previous. Trying to hem more people up in your fucking bullshit as you're digging and collecting on her as you had been for, what, a year? She was so in fear. Let me remind you. So what she is saying here, one was in reference to Al. So Al participates just like Craig. Sorry, just like Kyle. It is what it is. BJ said that she wanted to reach out to Al and tell Al what Julie was doing. We listened to it. It exists. She didn't directly ask for his phone number. Julie was so much in fear of that happening. That happened January 31st, by the way, if you don't know. Julie, instead of going and waking up the man, the protector of her home, you know, her husband, Al, she called the cops, had the cops come out. Al slept silently in bed, peacefully. Julie called the police, made a report, didn't even wake Al up, didn't tell Al until the very next day. She was so worried about it, but didn't wake him up, called the cops to make a report, to collect her evidence. But the very man that protects his home, his family, has done a sufficient job all along, it sounds like, protecting his family, isn't even included in this concerning situation. Unbelievable.
One I thought one was very serious in my opinion, and one was directed at Al, which personally made me very upset.
Yeah, unreal.
You know what I mean, Brandy? Like, I don't know, maybe if you've ever felt this way, like giving up, like what am I doing if nothing?
This is so incredibly selfish to even say. She's talking to Granny's watching at this point in time. She says to Granny, I don't know if you've ever felt this way. She has had 10, Julie, 10 plaintiffs versus 2, Barbecue and Granny. I'm sure they wish they had the option of just tapping out and withdrawing like you did. You've had that option. You could have withdrawn. You could have not engaged. You could have done any other content. They didn't get that option. You fucking selfish bitch. Not only that, but the very person you were engaging with, that you were, oh my God, he's the best thing ever, Tony Mathis. And then you decided to flip your fucking lid like you do and go after the man that you went extremely real life on, also sued her. She didn't get the chance to tap out. Not at all. You have that option. You could have stopped engaging. She couldn't. But what a selfish fucking statement right there, that you once again show who you really are.
Nothing is, you know, there's nothing's done. There's no accountability. There's no enforcement. There's nothing. They just get away with everything. But I don't know. I don't know what to do. That's all. I really hope that it wasn't Nonsense herself communicating with the attorney. I don't know who it could have been. And about one other thing. But it was very weird. It was very weird. It was very out of the blue. The timing of when it was brought up, everything.
Granny didn't. Never did. In fact, when Granny spoke out to Julie directly that she didn't agree with her doing family trees, Julie basically said to her, well, I'll do it on you. Yeah. Granny didn't do shit like that, but Julie did. Right there, Grey Pearl. What's the change, Grey Pearl? What does it fucking matter if I cover it now or when it's over? Please enlighten me. What does it matter if I cover it now and Julie's exposed for a liar? Or in the end, when she's exposed as a liar? You understand that the outcome of the court is going to be the same. They're going on the law, not my opinions or my feelings on this. They're going over what Julie presented as her evidence. The same thing she's detailed publicly. Hopefully there's still some fucking random thing she has out there hidden. They're going to fight this based on the law, not my coverage. I don't understand what waiting. And again, I know a lot of you are new here and don't understand, but the last person that JLR sued was a very similar situation to this. Some of you don't realize that. This is not the first legal shit that I've been a part of or around or creators or whatever. When JLR decided to go after Uni, it was a lot of the same fucking bullshit. We didn't cover the court case as extensive. You know what we did? We covered his fucking words, his lies. The same thing I always do. I use their own words to debunk. We figured out he was lying. He was trying to wrap other creators up into it. Very same thing that's happening, just different people. I've always talked about this stuff. It doesn't change the outcome of the court. My opinions on these people and the lies that they put out there don't change the outcome. Julie presented a case and has to have evidence. The burden of proof is on Julie. She has detailed it very publicly, what she was using as evidence all along. And now you're mad at me because we went and listened to her fucking words? Look, I don't give a fuck who's involved. It's Julie versus BJ. I don't have to fucking like you to understand that this shit in our courts is never going to be something I'm okay with. I wasn't okay with it. No hesitation when it came to Clue and Cletus. Granny barbecue, zero hesitation. I'm not going to change it now. I dislike BJ because of things she's actually done to people. People deserve justice from her bullshit. I'm never going to be about seeking revenge for shit that didn't happen to you, to be a martyr in a fucking community, banking off the hate of another fucking person. No matter if I like that person or not, they still have the right to defend themselves, and I'm not cool with false allegations to police or courts, period. End of. That's not going to change now, during this, or at the end. If you heard the fucking hearing today, actually, let's just do that. You're obviously having some issues, Gray Pearl, because this is like the fourth fucking time. In fact, I asked you to have a conversation with me. Come up here. Talk to me. And you didn't want to, which I respectfully said, okay, look, that's fine. But if you notice one thing here, nothing that I have talked about got brought up today. You know what got brought up? The court proceedings, how these go. This is a private citizen's complaint. There's standard procedure in how these play out. Whether I give opinions and play her own words, ma'am, up here. But you won't hear anything in their standard procedure. Mandatory mediation is what the procedure is. Stop. Let's not front on that. Legally, nothing. I just think the community could have been spared this in light of Clue being kicked and Granny being in the home stretch, if that makes sense. Really? Really? Legally, nothing, you admit. I just think the community, right? Okay. Could have been spared this in light of Clue being kicked and Granny being in the home stretch, Granny and barbecue, if that makes sense. Now, look, I'm going to be as respectful as I fucking can right here, but let me just say this. You're coming for the wrong motherfucker. So you acknowledge that nothing I have done is legally impacting us. But because Julie decided to go lie, take her ass down there, lie to her community, lie to all of you guys, misrepresent what was going on here. Her own words. Story after story after fucking story. During the home stretch for Granny and barbecue, Clue losing her channel, two people that I have stood by supporting because I wanted to make sure the community knew how badly BJ had lied on both of them. I spent months from my own interest making sure people knew how badly she scammed her community to try and hem these people up legally because they deserved the truth to be known. So you expect me to be silent as somebody comes out here and unravels the progress we have made. Right? Is that what you're telling me? Because Clue got kicked, to which I called bullshit. Complete bullshit. Absolutely did. Granny and barbecue, I'd been calling bullshit since October of 2024. Julie made these allegations. Julie took the opportunity and the hatred of BJ advantage. She took advantage of the hatred of BJ because of what BJ had done to others, not to her. She took advantage of the hatred of BJ because of what BJ's done to others. But the community, Great Pearl, listen, this might be harsh, but take it for what it is. I don't want to be a part of a community that's situational. Truth is convenient. That hate bonding leads us to the point where false allegations are accused to police and or courts. I believe in free speech, even when it makes me uncomfortable. I believe people need to be held accountable and justice is had to the people that have been wronged. Sure do. I don't believe in seeking revenge. We're wired differently. That's what it is. But, well, real victims are being shit on, ultimately, by people like BJ. Julie, JLR, Lana, you know, the list goes on and on. How many people have done things like this, use our court systems. real victims are impacted. And I don't want to be a part of a community that instead of saying to the person that's made false allegations, just like we did, we screamed when BJ did it. Silence is now the answer though, because this person is going after somebody I dislike. Yeah, I don't want to be a part of that. So take that for what it is. If me being accepted into a community or condoned in a space where that's what you have to do, basically shut the fuck up as people are lying and using our courts and resources and real victims are suffering, count me out. Every motherfucking day. I said what I said.
Every ghost in the alley feeds the flame. They call her Earth when the world collapses. Scrap metal goddess of the last few chances, stealing her spine, rage in her breath. She don't promise life, she delivers truth and death. When she speaks, it hurts, but it works like thunder, learning how to curse. They call her Earth, and the streets listen first. She was raised by the fallout, taught by decay, lullabies sung by machines that won't stay. Her heart glows red in a boarded up place, like fire that refuses to know its place. She don't shout just to be heard, one word from her shatters the nerve. Kings fall quiet, liars freeze. When she opens her mouth, it's law, not please. No spotlight needed, no crown of gold. Power survives when it's rough and cold. They call her Earth when the world collapses. Scrap metal goddess of the last few chances, stealing her spine, rage in her breath. She don't promise life, she delivers truth and death. When she speaks, it hurts, but it works like thunder, learning how to curse. They call her Earth, and the streets listen first. She's not mercy, she's the mirror, showing what we build right here. Every war, every scar, every lie, we dressed in light. She carries it all through the night. If she breaks you, it's to show why you refuse to know. They call her Earth, hear the warning in it. Every syllable forged in the ruin we live in, steel in her spine, rage in her breath. She don't promise life, she delivers truth and death. When she speaks, it hurts, but it works like thunder, shaking dirt and earth. They call her Earth, and the streets listen first. When the smoke clears, she's still there. Boots in the fire, hands in the air. Not asking love, not seeking war, just standing tall.
Petty, what facts are we waiting on? She's misrepresented the truth so many fucking times. We're supposed to sit and wait and be gaslit to believe that she filed police reports. Julie did. Let me be specific. That Julie filed police reports. People have heard direct threats to Julie. However, they're not in the police reports. Yeah, and it doesn't even matter to me at all. It doesn't matter, like, one bit. But let's stop fucking fronting like there was some sort of fucking bullshit here, or poor him, his feelings are... No, fuck out of here. She has not been directly threatened. Period. Point blank. End of fucking story. She is misusing the courts. She has misrepresented what she said. She's misrepresented the charges. We are grown fucking adults. Can we stop pretending that there's this big looming piece of shit that we don't know? Julie detailed it. The police reports are available. We know exactly what she filed on based on the police reports. There is nothing looming that is this big salacious thing unless people have concocted shit. Period. Yeah, no, see, I'm not interested in that, Petty. I'm just not interested in it. And I'm not saying this to you, but this is bullshit. It's straight up bullshit. Julie has no case. Julie is trying to make a case. That's it. That's all. There's never going to be a moment that I go, oh yeah, this makes sense. That's not going to happen. What Julie is doing is intentionally weaponizing our court systems to be a martyr, to be a victim. She's not a victim. Other people are victims of Brittany and Craig. Julie is not. That's it. I don't know why people want to do this. Like, I don't know what the fuck. See, and this is the crock of shit. So they're passing around things behind the scenes to, oh, but there's this. Again, the reports that she has filed with the police department, I'm sure she's filed new ones now, knowing Julie, but the ones that she took the charges out on, there's nothing there, according to the police. Now, how she concocted shit, is she trying to do shit? Abso-fucking-lutely. Do I think there's more people involved in it than Julie trying to get people caught up in shit? Absolutely, I do. Yep, I do. I think people are so stuck on hating BJ that they are encouraging somebody that's, in my opinion, just as bad, if not worse, than BJ in certain capacities. It's never going to change. My opinion's not going to change on any of it. There's never going to be a day that Julie comes out with a piece of evidence. No, this is what she filed off of. This is what she based her filings off of. These are the police reports. This is what it is. The bullshit here on out, the leaked stuff, I knew Julie was going to use that to her advantage, just like she tried doing with, oh my God, court interference. Betty tactics, Julie doing them. It's fucking bullshit. It's because they're trying to create a narrative. Come on vacation, leave on probation. People have been saying they've heard direct threats. People have been encouraging Julie. And instead of being honest that they're encouraging Julie because they hate Brittany and they want Brittany and Craig held accountable, they're being dishonest. They're being dishonest about, well, look, no, we just really fucking hate these people and don't give a shit how she's hemmed up. They're trying to say that there's more to it, or there could be potential charges, or this, that, or the, there could be terroristic threats, and they could go after this. Yeah, you know what? And I could stub my fucking toe tomorrow. The basis is if Julie is granted these, it's bullshit. Straight up. She misrepresented what she was doing to begin with, and she has continued to misrepresent it over and over again, just like BJ. If I'm going to have the energy for BJ that I've continued and maintained without wavering on it for the last 2 years, I'm going to do the same with BJ. There's no difference between the two of them. They're misrepresenting and they're wasting our court systems. Julie is not afraid. It is what it is. It's bullshit. It's performative. And I will never, let me be very clear, support somebody like Julie Skolnick, who got on this fucking app, doxing people, going real life on people, and thinking it was acceptable. Julie is a useful idiot. That's it. That's all.
If she breaks
And for anybody that is new here and has watched some of my Julie coverage lately, Julie Skolnick, who also came in fabricating information and misinforming people on Sebastian's case, was Green Team affiliated, another person. If you've seen me do any of that and talk about the lawsuit that Julie has going on, or the legal proceedings, it's not a lawsuit, let me be clear. She had Chroma Reels, this lady that you're hearing the voice of, collect videos for her, clean, clear copies of videos for her legal shenanigans against Brittany and Craig. And come to find out, Chroma Reels was emailing the creator, Brittany J, constantly. Like the push-pull dynamic. Half the time giving her advice and saying she cared about her, then the other time fucking screaming at her and doing other shit while she was restreaming her in real time every fucking night on another app. Crazy, huh? This is the person who was providing videos for Julie Skolnick to try and get an RO on Craig and take out private citizens' complaints on Brittany. Do I think they're reckless? Absolutely. Do they deserve to be held accountable for what they have done? Absolutely. To the people they've done them to, the things to. But this woman was leaving these voicemails for somebody, and she's going to help somebody else with legal proceedings and threaten somebody with slander? Yikes.
Why you refuse to know? They call her Earth, hear the warning in it. Every syllable forged in the ruin we live in, steel in her spine, rage in her breath. She don't promise life, she delivers truth and death. When she speaks, it hurts, but it works.
Your shit doesn't stink. When literally there's not anything about you that doesn't reek to high heaven.
Yeah, it's pretty stinky. That's why we say that,
But
like it's not.
I have my theories. And I think I could probably put the pieces of the puzzle together like that. Right?
That's the thing. A lot of people could, but they don't, and she pushes and pushes.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. What's in Dillon, South Carolina, Brittany? Dillon, South Carolina. What's there? What's so cool about Dillon, South Carolina? I don't see a connection with your mom or your stepdad. Was it
another guy?
Who was in Dillon, South Carolina? Or where were you?
There's a girl.
Where were your kids? Where were your kids?
I know, like you talk about Granny and whatnot, but like
anybody could go up and look at Dillon, South Carolina and Brittany's name, and then they could like.
How the fuck is any of this appropriate? I'm going to ask again. 17 days after she filed this criminal complaint, this is what is going on. Tell me how this works.
See that address and see how it looked.
And a lot of people never left their kids. I'll say that. Like a lot of people out here can say that they never left their kids.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up. It's pretty fucked up. You telling people they're here, they're just quiet.
We're talking about Queens.
This is why you're looking for a new community. Okay. Anyway, Brittany, you can fuck all the way off. I will be seeing you in the state of New Jersey or in Pennsylvania, one of the two places, whichever comes first. Probably New Jersey because they'll move faster.
Maybe she can go back to drama or stay here. Who cares?
And by the way, Brittany, I press charges against both of you, separately and apart. Different charges. Did you understand? Did you know that? Did saying that I press charges against both of them?
No, I would assume Craig because I know what he said.
I could go to get Craig, let's say, who made the verbal.
Does anybody in here find that this is appropriate? Anybody? If this was being done to you about your life way before YouTube, how would you feel? Let me know if I'm missing something because I find this to be incredibly disgusting, especially coupled with the fact that 17 days previous, she went in and filed a complaint trying to take criminal charges, trying to get felony charges. She wanted felony charges.
Lies, spin, manipulation, and gaslighting.
Oh, CK, I'm not going nowhere. I'm not leaving YouTube. Don't take it that way. But I will not be engaging with a lot of this stuff outside of Julie and the legal shenanigans and shit like that. We'll be moving on to more of the tragedy vultures, just like we've been doing. I'm not going to engage with the other shit outside of the law, like the log house and stuff. I'll review them. But yeah, I'm not leaving YouTube. I'm just moving back into what I enjoy and love to cover. And it's not BJ. Onward and upwards. Yep. There's so many people that are so bad. Julie's one of them. Maybe I should say I'm evening the playing field now, CK, because they're all pretty much the same for me.
I will give you that. You do it better than anybody else I've seen out here on these streets. It just rolls.
Thank you, Bree. Bree says, I think of this as her I want to wear Clue's skin wannabe badass era for a few weeks. She was a cheap mimeograph of Clue. It was weird. Oh, God. Bree, this one right here. Whew. It's a lot. And thank you for the support.
Off your tongue.
And I'm not saying that BJ isn't problematic. Please understand, my opinions haven't changed. The facts don't change. What BJ has done is ridiculous. It's reckless. She needs to be held accountable. I look forward to Barbecue and Granny getting justice and that being done in Pennsylvania. That day will come, hopefully sooner than later. Those things I still completely stand for. Nothing changes. I just am not about to do this. There's nothing here. There's nothing left. BJ has gotten to the point where the only content she has is to exploit her own family.
If she breaks you, it's to show why you refuse to know. They call her Earth, hear the warning in it. Every syllable forged in the ruin we live in, steel in her spine, rage in her breath. She don't promise life, she delivers.
The lies just continue. I'm just kind of over it. And then the stuff about Julie, like, I know. And then now hearing that she wanted to join the RICO, she wanted to give some type of statement or whatever the fuck it was. It's like, are you fucking kidding me right now? There's just so much going on that I'm just over it. And then don't even fucking get me started on Joneson and all of them and their fucking stupidity. Like, seriously, I wasn't kidding with my post where I said listening to them makes me want to bang my head against the wall. Like, just the amount of fucking ignorance and stupidity that was coming from their mouths. I just was like, they have no clue. They truly have no clue. And I can tell you that they are so wrong when it comes to the lawyer, the fees, all of that shit going on. Like, God, they're so fucking dumb. I can't listen. Like, I went into Queens and she was playing Joneson and I had to leave. I said hi and I had to leave because I can't listen to her. Like, and this is kind of where I want to go with this, is that I'm sick of being angry. Like, I'm sick of hearing shit that's going to make me angry. Like, I can't deal with that anymore, you know? Yeah, I agree, Crimson Moon. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. You're absolutely right. There's subs going in there and purposely starting shit just to create drama so there's some fucking content. And it's like, I hear things and I'm like, no, but I don't have the fucking time or even the will anymore to fucking argue it.
So, after this clip from Megan BR's stream, I decided that I was going to go to, how can I say this? Are these people creators? That remains to be seen. Now, I know one of them isn't. I know that one just posts little measly clips here and there, talks a lot of shit on her community wall. And the third, well, whatever you want to call her, I don't know. Anyway, so I decided to go to those 3 channels, record their community wall, and only focused on nonsense, Queen Bee, and a couple that were made about me, which I can give 0 fucks about. I don't give a shit. Make all the community posts. It don't matter to me either way. What matters to me is all the shit talking and the shit starting since this whole Julie coverage. Now, with that being said, those are the only posts that I focused on. Everything else I can give 0 fucks about too. So that's what you guys are going to read. That's what you guys are going to see here. And then we're going to move on to part 3. Now, I didn't intend for these videos to be this long. I didn't. But you know what? There's going to be an entire series because I still have to focus on the next set of videos. So, with that being said, happy reading and stay tuned for part 3. And y'all have a great time. Because, let me tell you, the only one stirring the shit pot around here, well, it ain't nonsense. That's for damn sure. You might want to look in your own backyard.
breaks you, it's to show why you refuse to know. They call her Earth, hear the warning in it. Every syllable forged in the ruin we live in, steel in her spine, rage in her breath. She don't promise life, she delivers truth and death. When she speaks, it hurts, but it works. she breaks you, it's too sure.